Right, you guys, got another product review here for you. This is the DOOGEE Mix 5.5 inch Android 7.0 mobile phone with the Helio P25 Octa-Core running at 2.5 GHz. Now this also has 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB of ROM storage, and also the GPU is a Mali T880 on this one. Now also we're having resolution of 1280 by 720 HD on this version of phone, and also it has a Samsung Super AMOLED screen on it, which is 5.5 inches with a pixel density of 294 ppi. Now the microSD card slot can accept up to 128 GB card on this one, and also it is running the very latest version of Android 7.0 Nougat. Now also we're having the Wi-Fi acceptance of B, G and N generations on this, and also we can see here that it has a 3380 milliamp hour battery inside here. Now they do claim it's a bezel-less design here, and as you can see there's a small bezel around the outside here, and you can see up the top here there's a black bar going across the top with a speaker. That is the incoming call speaker here, and you can see two little bands along the top there, which is your Wi-Fi antennas and stuff like that, which are grey. It does come with a fingerprint scanner and also a forward-facing 5 megapixel camera here, which you would have to rotate because it's on the bottom, so you have to rotate to use that feature. Now also you have a 3.5mm audio jack on here, and you can see those grey bars there going across the phone, which are plastic, and these are the Wi-Fi antennas and stuff like that in there. Now you can see the rocker buttons on the side, which are the power button and the audio button, and these are made of metal, and they do move about a little bit, but they're pretty cool to have metal ones on a phone at this price point. Now you can see those nice bezel edges there, they do look pretty nice. And also down the bottom here you can see we have a charging port and two speakers, although in testing one of these speakers is the only one that gets sound coming out of it, so the other one may be a microphone. I'll have to check for you on that one. But also you can see on this side here we have a dual SIM tray, which takes a micro SIM and also a nano SIM in here, but also you'd have to use one of those for your micro SD card slot if you wanted to use that feature on there as well. Now on the back of the phone you can see it does take a 16 megapixel and an 8 megapixel camera with a flash on there, and you can see that piano black mirror finish on the bottom, and that's because I've removed the protective cover. And also on the front you get protective cover, which I've removed. Now if you take a look at the video footage here via the phone, it's very vibrant and colourful. And also I'm just going to quickly zoom in here to show you the detail. You have got a 4x zoom on here, which looks pretty nice as well. So up to 4x zoom on the camera, which I think looks pretty good. As you can see, the detail on these spines look very clear indeed. There's no blurriness on the screen at all, which looks quite nice as well. And I'll just give you one more little look here so you can see the colours also look very nice and sharp. I do like it. This does a pretty good job. Now also there's some features on here like Pro feature, Panorama feature, also Mono. There's a blur feature on here which allows you to blur the background, and also a face beauty feature which has loads of little tools in it which allows you to get those perfect selfie shots. Now this is the forward facing camera. I did take a photo of it, and as you can see here it does look a little bit washed out and blurry, and I think that's maybe because they want some smoothing going on there for a facial shot. So I took some video footage there, and you can see that blurry outer edge, and maybe that's to smooth the skin, and it's not meant to be shown showing products or plants and stuff like that. So maybe it's meant to be pointed at the face. But as you can see here, this is the actual cactus which we're going to take a look at. I'm going to do a couple of zooms here just to show you the detail until we can see where it sort of loses its detail. And then going one more time, you can start to see now it's just starting to break down and blur up there, and that's pretty close as you can see. But the quality is still very good. Now you get some vibrant colours here. The greens are nice, and also the reds as you can see. And you also got nice yellows and golds and purples. It all looks very sharp. Apart from what I found was the whites. I found the whites to be very blown out on some occasions when you're looking at the sky and stuff. It just sort of went really white. And as you can see here, this was an overcast day and there was actually grey clouds in the sky, and yet it looks like it's a hot sunny day because the sky is all white. So as you can see here, where we've got some black and white photos, which it has a filter which allows you to do that as well, which is a nice feature. and I think the photos ain't too bad for this particular type of camera. Now the video footage, you can up the resolution on that and go up to a higher resolution on the video, but I prefer to keep it at standard because I found that if you go too high on these phones, sometimes they just get a little bit blown out and a little bit the contrast starts to go on them and it just looks a bit horrible. So I just try to leave it at standard settings, which is what you're seeing here, and I think that's quite acceptable. You can see nice detail there, pretty nice looking picture. I don't think it's too bad. It's not the best in the world, but then again, you're not paying £500 for a phone, you're paying pretty reasonable price for this phone. So as you can see, I'm pretty impressed with the quality of the video footage here. Now this is a close-up look when I've rotated the phone round to its side, and you can see the detail is pretty good. I don't think it's too shabby, and I think it looks quite nice. So I'm giving it a thumbs up for the actual video footage there. Also, we can see the warranty card. This is what you're going to get inside your kit when you buy it. You're going to get your user manual as well, which is in many different languages, including English, which is always a nice touch. And it just gives you all the information about the phone and gives you the warranty there. You also get another screen protector inside your kit as well, which I've already took the two of them off, but they give you another one just in case you want to use it. And also a screen wipe tool, because it is a bit of a fingerprint magnet, this phone, as you can well see. You get a SIM removal tool here, and also a power cable for charging your phone, which is a USB cable here. And also you're going to get a USB plug to plug into with two prongs on it, so you will need to get an adapter for that. They'll probably send you that in the post as well. So as you can see, the screen looks very vibrant and it's very snappy and sharp. I do like the phone quite a lot for this price, and also it does have loads of other features. I'll just scroll through here so you can see some of the features here. We do have Android 7.0 on here, as you can see, and also it does have some developer options, so you can tweak your phone a little bit more if you want to. Now it isn't rooted, so you will have to root the phone yourself because it doesn't come rooted from the factory, but that's no big deal. You can easily do that yourself. If you want to see that sort of video, let me know and I'll make a video on how to do that type of task. So as you can see, the phone does look pretty good, and we're going to do some benchmark tests now and let you see what it scores. And this is the first benchmark we're going to do. And I'm not going to bore you with the whole process. I'll just quickly skip through some of these so you can see it. 62,736 for this particular type of benchmark, which I think is pretty reasonable for this phone. And also you're going to run a CPU benchmark. And again, I'll give you the scores on here. On the single core, we've got 824. On the multi-core, we've got 3,944. Now again, I wanted to do some internal memory speeds, and you can see the read speeds are 139.32 megabytes per second, and the writes are 215.88 megabytes per second. So let's take a look at the speed test. Now I was using my internal Wi-Fi here, and the speeds weren't too bad considering I was quite far away from the router. Got some good speeds here, and I found the Wi-Fi okay to download all my apps and stuff like that for the phone, so it was no problem whatsoever. Also, you do get GPS on here, and you can download a GPS app. As you can see here, it works pretty well inside here, and I had no problems running GPS on here as well. So pretty nice little feature. Now let's take a look at the battery. Now it's not the biggest battery in the world in this phone, and I would have thought you're going to get around about 5.5 to 6 hours if you're lucky of usage time, and the reason for that is because it is a pretty hungry phone, and maybe they can sort a lot of that out with some future software updates, because it is a pretty new phone on the market. Now let's take a look at the CPU-Z here. The CPU-Z has 8 cores, as you can see here. We have the MediaTek MT6757 2.39 GHz chip there, which we've already mentioned the chip earlier on, and it gives you all the information there as well about the CPU. Now also you can see the model, and also the board name is Mix, and also the resolution there gives you all the details, and the screen density is 320 dpi, it says on there as well. Also you can see here, if I flick over to system, you can see it's running Android 7.0, which we already mentioned, and also the security patch level, which is very up to date. And also you can see there's no root access here. It also gives you some battery specs here, and also as you can see the gyroscope is all there and all these sensors on here. I couldn't get the thermals to work on this one either. So let's do some sound tests here and find out what it's like. Now it's not the loudest phone going, and it also was only coming out of one of those speakers at the bottom, not two, so maybe one of them's a microphone. Now the video quality on this is really outstanding, it really is, and that's probably due to the screen that you're getting here, but the colours and the depth of this quality is pretty nice for this phone, and I'm really impressed with it. So it streams off YouTube pretty easily as well, as you can see, and if you're after a phone with plenty of depth of colour and quality, then this phone is right up your street, because the quality, as you can see, speaks for itself here. The colours are so vibrant and rich, it's unbelievable. Now also you're going to get little gadgets like this, which I also like quite a lot, and some people may not like it and find it a bit quirky, but I think it's a nice little touch, and you can move it around the phone a bit as well wherever you want it, and you can also remove it. Now also taking a look at the font here, the font is very, very clear, and also it's very, very responsive. As you can see, there's no problems here with scrolling, there's no shuttering or stuttering when scrolling on here at all, as you can see, no jerkiness. And also if you're a gamer, you can play the odd game on here as well. It's pretty good for games. It's got a pretty good GPU and also CPU for playing all the latest games if that's your theme. So as you can see here, very, very smooth indeed. So all in all, what do I think of the actual phone? I do think it's quite a nice phone to have. I would use it as my daily driver. I would have no problem with that whatsoever. It depends on how much you want to spend and how much money you have got to spend on a phone. And I think if you're in the market for a new phone and you don't want to spend vast amounts of money, then take a look at this one. I'll leave all the information in the video description. I want to thank Banggood for sending this one over for a review. My name is Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.